on. I'm putting that on just for the people who may miss this, because I'm sure that some of your questions are going to be questions that other people have as well. So I just wanted to start by everyone kind of just quickly introduce yourself. I'll go in order of how I see you on my screen, but just let me know your name, where you come from, and I guess if you've been to Zion, or if you haven't, or if you have or haven't been on a Steppin' Out trip before. So I'm going to start Ingo and Steve.
They're just friends.
I'm Jeff Newman's boyfriend. My first stepping out trip was in 2001, and originally from Switzerland, and thank you for letting me join. I've been in Zion once before, like 14 years ago.
Yeah, actually, I think the picture that you gave me is one that I'm using on my website with you standing there. So
yep.
You're famous. Steve.
Hey, I'm Steve. I've been on a few Steppin' Out trips, never been to Zion, and totally looking forward to this.
Excellent. Richard.
I've not been to Zion, and
where are you from, or where are you living now?
I'm living in Phoenix, Arizona, 112 degrees today. So you would think I'd be the one that could go to Zion and have no problems, but I never go outside. So probably going to be in really bad shape while you guys are all having a good time in the heat. And my first Steppin' Out event was the very first Steppin' Out event. The very first official Steppin' Out event, which was the rock climbing in what's the name of that part of the Mexican?
I don't remember, but it was 30 some years ago.
It's
Devil's Lake. Devil's Lake.
Which one?
Devil's Lake.
No.
No. Indoor rock climbing.
It was indoor rock climbing.
Mexican restaurant and rock climbing at what's the two?
It was like in Pilsen area.
Thank you, Pilsen. Yeah, in Pilsen.
So you had margaritas and then you did mountain climbing?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, Ed. Ed is new. We have not met Ed, so welcome.
Thanks, Robin. Yes, this is my yes, I'm Ed from Arlington, Virginia, and this is my first stepping out trip and first trip to Zion, although I've been out west lots of other places, but yes, looking forward to it.
Great. Us too. All right. I'll skip. Okay, I'll go to Anthony. You're next on my screen.
All right. I am Anthony, planet Earth, more or less. Right now, kind of hovering the Chicago area. I have been to Zion, all over it. And boy, stepping out. Yeah, lots of it. Lots of stepping out through the years. As a host, as a guide, as a planner, as an organizer, you name it, I have served stepping out in many different many different ways.
You
and have been through many stepping out adventures and events.
And Anthony, I met Anthony because he was the first time he was our guide, or the person who put together Steppin' Out's trip in Brazil. So
Correct.
All right, Jeff Newman.
Hi, I'm Jeff. Yes, countless Steppin' Out trips. I think probably the second year of Steppin' Out, right? Steve of Steve and Ingo took me to a whirly ball. He felt sorry for me, so he brought me.
All right. So where are you from?
I'm from Chicago. I'm from Skokie, but I live in Chicago. And I've not been to this Zion. I've been to the other Zion 5 times, but I've not been to Zion National Park.
You're funny. All right. Moving on to Fran.
So are you a Zionist, Jeff?
I guess so.
I think Fran is the one I know the Fran or Reva? No, Reva actually is the one I know the longest. Fran next. Fran and I carpooled together in high school.
A very long time ago.
A very long time ago.
Hi, guys. I'm Fran. I live in Chicago, and this is my first Steppin' Out trip. Also my first trip to Zion, but I've been to many of the other Utah national parks.
Awesome. Great. All right, Debbie, you're next.
Okay, so I'm Debbie Rich, and I'm Reva's sister. Who you've known for about as long as you've known Fran. And, never been to Zion. I've never been to Utah. I don't even know if I've hiked. I've never ridden a horse. I've never done any of the things on your list. So my sister Reva thought it'd be a good idea for me to see what happens. So, and I'm excited to.
All right, we're excited for that too. Awesome. All right, Julie.
Hi, I'm Julie. I'm in the Chicago area in Deerfield. I have never traveled with Steppin' Out. I've done the local Chicago things many moons ago, and this will be my third time to Zion, and it's one of my favorite places.
Wow, all right. I did not know that you were there 3 times. Excellent. All right, Reva.
Okay, I'm Reva, and I'm Debbie's sister, and I have the proud distinction of knowing Robin even longer than Fran. I think we met probably when we were 9.
Yeah, I think a camp. Like
Camp.
when we were
So
like
weren't we
12,
about 9, 10? I don't know.
Something like that.
We've known
Most
each other a
of us-
long
most of
time.
us?
Yeah, yes. So we go way back, and I've had a lot of laughs since then. So I think I've been on one Steppin' Out trip and maybe a couple of events way long time ago. So excited. I've never been to Zion. I'm so excited to go there to do all the activities, and so excited that Debbie's coming too. So we're gonna trek through it together.
Absolutely. All right, Elliot.
All right, I'm in Maryland outside of Washington, D.C. I've been on several Steppin' Out trips, although I guess it's been a little while. I've never been to Zion. I've heard amazing things about it from everybody that has been there before, so definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah, when I put this trip out on the website, Elliot was the first person to say, "Now that's the trip I've been looking for." So we have.
Well, I think
all
I've
the
been
different
suggesting you do some American parks before.
Right, exactly. All right, Dorinda. We have to have you unmute.
Hi, I'm Dorinda. I'll put the video on real quick, but I'm about to start driving. I have a doctor's appointment. So hi everyone. So I've never done a Steppin' Out before, and I'm looking forward to it. And I've never been to Zion before.
Awesome, and you're in LA? Yeah.
Yes, I live in Orange County, California.
Oh, Orange County. All right, awesome. Laura, are you able to talk? I think you're driving right now. I don't know. All right. Oh,
hello.
Hi.
Hi, sorry, I am driving. I am Laura. I am currently living in Skokie, and I am originally from Ohio, and I've done a couple Steppin' Out trips, including Peru, and I'm on my way to eat Peruvian food with some friends, actually, right now.
Awesome. All right, and Shirley.
Hi, I'm Shirley. I'm also I'm driving, so
okay.
Can't put my camera on. Nice to meet you all. I live in LA. I've never done a Steppin' Out trip, and I've never been to Zion, but I've really been wanting to do more US travel. So this trip looked amazing. So I got my cousin Dorinda to sign up with me.
Awesome. We're excited to have both of you and all of you. So Steve is clapping. So I know I sent the packet of information. I hope that you went through it, but I'm going to kind of do that and pick out a few pieces that I just want to make sure we understand and know about. First is arriving. So what is going to happen? Actually, Anthony and I are going out about 4 days early and checking everything. I know Anthony is like really good at everything and I'm average. So I don't trust his, I'm joking. I was going to say, I don't trust his timing. So I want to do it as an average person. And so I want to bike and see really not what he says, how long it takes, but really how long it takes. So, so we are going to be, doing all the activities, and I'm pretty, I'm pretty sure there won't be anything like to let you know about, but if that we don't cover or something new that I find, but this way also, if there's something that I realize that I forgot to tell you, I can tell you before you get on the plane. So we're going to, we have a van. We're going to, on the first day, pick you up. I think it's either Shirley or Dorinda that is our very last person arriving, but it's still before 1 o'clock. So, so I think that when you come, as I suggested in the packet, is to meet at the Starbucks and gather there by 1. You can find each other now that you know what everyone looks like. And then I'm going to have all of you guys on a text message, and I'll, either someone or I'll call in and just see how many are there, because we can't keep we'll either park the car, depending on, where we're going to do this in Las Vegas, either park the car and come in, or just come up to the waiting part. And we'll do that. We'll just call you guys and say, okay, is everyone there? Come on out. If you looked in the packet, there are 2 terminals. They're depending, I think I wrote, did I write who was in which one? I don't remember, but there's Terminal 1 has, now I'm just looking to see.
You wrote which airlines go. to
Yeah,
which
I did.
terminals.
So yeah, there's 1 and 3. JetBlue, Sun Country, United are going to Terminal 3, and Southwest is Terminal 1. And so those who are in 3 are going to have to get to Terminal 1, and they said to go into the elevator and press the 0 level. I think I wrote in the information packet, like who's arriving when, and if some of you want to connect with people who are also arriving early or something like that, and want to get there, find each other. And that's why I also gave the phone numbers in there. So if you wanted to see if you were one of the earlier ones and wanted to check in on someone else, you can just text them. From there, we're going to go to, from Las Vegas, we're going to go to the Valley of the Fire and do one of their shorter but beautiful hikes. And
Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to, can I go back? So if you're staying in Vegas, then meet you at the airport, like at arrival?
Yeah. You know what? Ingo also is coming in the night before. If you guys want to connect with me, depending on where you are and how our timing works, maybe we can get you before. And then airport together. So
yeah.
If that works. So I'll talk to the 3 of you later about that. So we can probably work that out.
Okay, thank you.
So we're going, the one thing I did, and I think that I also wrote is just because there have been so many incidences with luggage, that make sure that you have your hiking boots or whatever you're going to wear for the next day with you, just in case it gets lost and it doesn't get to us in time for our first activity on Thursday. So, and speaking of hiking boots, I know I know you probably know this, but it doesn't hurt to say it again, that just make sure that the ones that you're wearing, you've worn before and you've gotten a little use out of them so they don't give you those initial blisters or whatever. Some of them you don't necessarily, some of the hikes you don't necessarily need like hiking shoes, and we'll get to that in a second. But I'm just going over the day that we, after the Valley of Fire, we're going to go to the Covered Wagon camp. And then we're going to have dinner at the camp that in like kind of cookout style. But they have, for the one that I'm in, there's a full kitchen and stuff like that. So we're going to put everything together. Then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is, before we go on, but it's kind of part of this, is these are going to be really early mornings. We'll go to bed early and everything, but it is going to be early morning get up and go type things, because first of all, it is going to be hot, and the earlier we get out, when it's still, I'm not even going to say a tad bit cooler, but it might be a little bit cooler in the early morning. And so we're going, and the other thing is avoiding the crowds. Zion is wonderful, but everyone knows it. And so that means that it's going to, it's going to be very crowded, not only in the park, but the activities around. So we are going to focus on doing, everything pretty early, but ending our day a little early as well, so that you'll, get enough sleep, hopefully. But they are going to be early days. And the first day, I think when we go biking, we're going to leave at 7. The guy with the bikes is going to meet us at 8. We're going to get fitted. These are e-bikes, so it'll take a little bit for those who never did it, including myself, to figure out how an e-bike works. But I think once we get it, then you can decide how much you want to use the assistance or not. So I think that due to that, we can kind of keep us all together and go at, a similar pace. If some, people they want to do something a little harder, they just take the assistance off a little bit more. So, and I do have, like, in the packet, all the different things to bring with. I think the most important thing to bring is your water. I highly recommend, I don't know what Anthony says here, but I highly recommend like a Camelback that can hold, like, I would say, 2.5 to 3 liters. I know that's a lot, but these days are really hot. At least I will try and carry some extra water, and Anthony, but all the different places that I've been reading, they have said that they've gone through water really quickly. No one said that they ran out, but they did say that, just make sure you bring a lot of water, always have a lot of sunscreen, and even chapstick with sunscreen. Anthony, do you have any other recommendation for water, or do you do the Camelback backpack water thing too?
I generally bring bottles, but yes, I have Camelbacks as well. I'll probably bring Camelbacks for this, particularly like the riding.
Yeah.
That's convenient, very convenient.
Do we need to bring a bike helmet?
No, they'll have bike helmets. And they'll have locks or whatever. If you want to bring, biking shorts or whatever, that's up to you. I'm not saying, it depends on how you feel about, biking. It's 18 miles, the loop around this canyon. So, how you feel about it, you can get a sense. Then from there, oh, yes, from there, we're going to lunch. And then from lunch, we're going to the birthplace of, is it the birthplace or just the
Oh.
okay, tell me.
It's Brigham Young's Winter House.
Oh, okay. They have a
He had
tour.
Bad arthritis, you go south for the winter, yes.
And just like kind of get a little bit of history in before we then go to Quail Creek for kayaking and then dinner on the beach. So that is our Thursday.
Robin, can I ask you a
yes.
couple questions? Okay, so one question is, like, when we go from one to the other, will we bring everything in our pack for kayaking, or do we leave things on a bus, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can leave. It's going to be our van that
Uh-huh.
we're driving. So yes, you know the stuff that you have for kayaking can stay on the bus, and you just carry with you for biking what you need for biking.
Okay, and then the other question that I have for you, with the water shoes, I wasn't sure, can you just wear like Tevas, or do they need to be closed water shoes for the kayaking?
For the kayaking, I'm gonna say
Well, you can wear
Tevas.
Tevas or Crocs.
Tevas or whatever.
Crocs.
Yeah.
Okay, open toe
You'll be
is fine.
There's
Okay.
there's a short little hike that we're taking to some petroglyphs, some indigenous things. It's not that long of a hike, but it is on a decline. So if
Tevas are good.
your feet slide a little bit, you might hit a toe on a rock here and there. But you should be okay with an open-toed Teva type water sandal.
Thank you, Anthony.
I saw something, but it disappeared off my screen of someone saying their Camelback was leaking.
I was
What?
saying my friend Grossman just went with like 15 or 18 people to Zion in June, and she said everyone who had new Camelbacks had problems, and everyone who had Gregory's didn't have problems. Yeah, so I bought a Gregory, but just adding that
Thank you.
anecdotal. It's just anecdotal. We do have an REI guy here though.
Yeah. I'm not saying, I say Camelback because it's just like tissue. But some type of backpack with the tube. What?
With a water
Tissue. It's like Kleenex.
It's Kleenex. Thank you. I was going to say it's Kleenex. That tissue is the generic.
Right.
Water bladder is the generic. Right.
It was just anecdotal information.
That was funny. All right. So going back to that. So water shoes, yes, and then we're having dinner. So I want to now go into, because we're going to have dinner on the beach, and here's where our timing can get a little whatever with those doing the Narrows and I say whatever, and I'll explain myself in a second. Those who are doing the Narrows are a different hike on Friday. And let me just give you a little bit more information about the different hikes. I mean, first of all, anywhere you are in Zion, and I can say this, even though, like everyone I talk to, they just say like everywhere it is just gorgeous and beautiful. Even if you were just sitting on, walking through it or sitting on the bus. We're going to be hiking, and that's the thing to do in Zion. And there are some nice, easy hikes. There's a little more strenuous. The top strenuous, the Angel's Landing, which people, not that it's strenuous as much as I think, as I understand it, it's just a little like, what was the word that someone used? Spicy. That you're getting up there, and it's like kind of on the edge, and a little chains and things like that. You need a permit for that, and I did not want, knowing this group, I did not want to like get permits and then find out that someone changed their mind and this and that. So I took that one off of our option. And
You would have needed a special disclaimer to have been signed.
right. So, but the Narrows is not so much like hard as it is tricky. I think that's probably, is that probably a good way to say it, Anthony? And the
Yes.
reason I say that is, well, first it is a water hike, but you're walking through a lot of stones and you may, it's easy to slip, stub your toe, whatever. I don't know. Has anyone looked up like videos of the Narrows or anything
It's
like
very
that?
uneven. Very
Yeah, it's
uneven.
very-
It's an ankle breaker.
Yeah, so that's why everyone recommends at least getting the gear that they were selling, which were the socks, the shoes, which work best, and the poles. I think some of you I invited to the Facebook group about Zion, and I did that so you could look through and get or ask other questions that you may be having. But I've been on this Facebook group of like people who always ask questions like where to go, how to do the Narrows, where to park, blah, blah, blah. It's everything, but every conversation says that the Narrows is fabulous, but they also say that you want to, get the gear to make sure that, you're comfortable. And the other thing, and I'm pointing this out for Reba because I've hiked with her before, it
Oh, no.
can be cold.
Cold.
Um,
Okay. Uh-oh.
because-
What do I wear, Robin, is the question. Okay.
But it might feel very refreshing if it's cold.
It might, yeah. So they say we're going to go there very early in the morning. At that point, the sun won't be beating down on us. And they actually say that you should wear like like the long sleeve wick away, what are they called? Oh God, I'm having
Sun
trouble.
shirts or
Polypro shirts.
Yeah, the polypro shirts, that, kind of, I mean, this one woman told me that she actually wore, and this was just 2 weeks ago, she said she wore a hoodie, sweatshirt in the morning and just, stuck it in her backpack or whatever afterwards. So and I was talking to a guide who's going to help us, and he also said, he's like, tell them to be prepared for every type, in the Narrows, you get every season. It's going to be really cold. The water is about 52 degrees and it can come, depending on your height or whatever, it can come up from what I've been hearing lately, it's about like, definitely between like, I guess between your waist and your knees, somewhere in there. Not all of it. They also said that there are places to go on the side to avoid the water, so you're not constantly in the cold water. And that's all, and that all can change. Ingo, yes?
Hiking poles.
Yes.
You mentioned somewhere they would provide hiking poles, but only one, and we are still
Yeah,
supposed
so
to bring them with us, or?
I mean, you probably should just bring your poles that you have, if anyone has. I know Ingo, you do, and Steve, and then you could just get the shoes and the socks if you want to get those separate. You can just get you can buy things a la carte. You don't have to get everything. The package.
It's not hiking poles, Ingo, like you're thinking about. It's a stick that you're walking with, like, back and forth and ahead of you.
But poles are fine too, right?
Poles are going to be fine. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so they give you, they actually say a wooden stick is what they give you just to hold on as you're like walking through. So when you're walking through or with that, I don't know how, where the water is going to be. There's also the chance, and the rangers are out there to tell you before you go in of flash floods. So, of course, if that's coming in, we won't go in there at all. But people, people say that it is, it's a great water hike. I will say, if people who don't want to do it, we are doing more of a water hike on Saturday. Yes, on Saturday in the Kanara Falls. That is that hike is more of a canyon that has water, and then there's stairs and water. I don't, from what I read, the water does not get as high in that particular canyon, and you are not constant. With the Narrows, there may be small, just covering your heel water or covering over your knee water, but you're in water as it stands today from the people who were in the Narrows as of today. That doesn't mean that in 10 days that it could be different. So I think that almost everyone I think that almost everyone told me what they wanted to do, but can I get a hands if you want to do the Narrows?
I think I need to watch the video first.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
All right.
was the cold. I'm afraid of the cold, Robin.
Well, when I read that, I okay, because Reba and I hiked in Israel under waterfalls, and we were not good with the cold.
And a flash flood. So
yeah, yeah, we had a flash flood too.
So you're saying the whole time you'll be in cold water, pretty much the whole time?
Yes. You
Yes,
enter
but again,
in water and hike in water.
For hours
again,
Yeah,
well,
but also
okay,
it's an out and back hike. So you
Mhm.
understand? So if some people start and like in a half an hour go, I've had enough of this, like this kind of
Okay.
mode, turn around, go back.
Okay, that sounds I think
as
that's
long as we
fair.
know, and people, like there's another guide with you and so on.
right. I mean, if depending on how many people we have going and doing each thing, we'll have different guides. I may be the go-between person, getting people from one place to the other or
Right.
whatever, but
what's the alternative?
so there are tons of other hikes there. Probably I would say it depends on how many people. I think, was it Shirley or Dorinda that asked me, so you didn't want, I think it was Shirley, where you said you didn't want to do it for like 6 hours. You could do, you couldn't do the hike, and go as far back, and we're not doing the one that comes, that goes like from the top down. We're just, in fact, all of us can do the river walk. And then once we get to the entrance of the Narrows, some of us can go do a different hike, and then the others can continue with the Narrows. There are tons of hikes, and I've been taking like notes of which ones have like some of the more beautiful views. I mean, they say that all the views are gorgeous, but like the Watchman Trail is supposed to be beautiful, the Emerald Pearl. Probably the people that don't do the Narrows will probably do 2 hikes. They, depending which ones we choose, but the Narrows, again, like Anthony said, it's a come and go back thing. So if you wanted to, I mean, some people like go for 8 hours just walking through it. So, and you may, Ingo, did you do it when you were there? Did you do the Narrows?
Only parts of it, not the whole thing, no.
So how long did you go in for? I'm just curious.
I really don't know
Okay.
to what place.
Yeah. All right.
You could literally spend like a day hiking. Like you could spend 24 hours hiking through the Narrows. It goes on and on. Like, and you can camp out there. You can do backcountry camping out there. So
do you guys recommend like neoprene leggings or anything for the cold?
if you have those, I mean.
Well,
I mean,
I
the
can't have
problem.
The socks that you rent are neoprene socks.
How high do they come? Like good enough?
They're only
They're up
above
to your
ankle.
calf.
Yeah.
No.
So
Just asking.
I mean, there was a woman who said she wore her leggings all day. But you know, other people, you may get cold, or you know, the group can decide, you know, we're only gonna do like 2 hours, you know, in or whatever, back and forth. Or, you know, we can divide up that way. So can you just mark in the chat if you think you're gonna do, and the reason why I'm asking and I'm trying to get a better sense is so we know how many guides we think we need. So just put in the chat for me if you think you want to do the narrows. I know I wrote that on and a lot of people got back to me, but now that you heard that, and if you're still not sure, you know, put that in or put, you know, for a short time or whatever you want. So, all right, thank you. I'll look at all those later. So with the narrows, if we want to rent the gear before, you know, for it, it is, it's $32. Well, I'm gonna say like about 32 because we get a little bit of a discount doing it from the, because we have enough of us. And then there's tax, so it's about 32. And then if you want, the reason why I picked this, this particular shop, A, it's like 2 minutes from the gate, but B, if you want a second day, they don't charge you the full amount for the second day. They charge you $16. And going to the Canara Falls is also a water hike, and people may want to have the water shoes for that as well. So what I would like to do is when we kind of confirm who we're getting shoes for and everything, while you guys are finishing up dinner, what I would like to do on Wednesday night or Thursday night is I actually would like to go to the outfitter and pick up everything so that we can get a very early start on Friday. Because what I would like to do, because as people are saying, recommending, particularly for a group, is to really be on like the shuttle bus no later than 7 a.m., which means getting to the park about 6:30 and leaving probably about, you know, 5:45, 6. Does that sound right for timing, Anthony? Yeah. So again, so I know that, you know, it is close by. So yeah, so Richard, I mean, if some people want to go a little or, you know, leave or whatever and come with me, I just think it would be better to have those. But because it is close by, if there is an issue with the shoe or the size, you know, we can flip them or whatever. But I don't think they open until 7:30, the store. So that's why I wanted to get them early, and they close at 8:30 at night. So I was gonna go.
What if our boots don't fit?
I guess then we'd have to wait till 7:30, but at least we would have a parking spot and be inside the park. So, and then it would just be a few people, hopefully. But we can play, and I'll talk to the guy and maybe I can get him, if there's a lot of us, you know, maybe I can get him to open, you know, be there a little earlier or something like that. Or stay a little later and we all go in, you know, and try them on or whatever. So that's why I really want to know like what I'm dealing with. The people who just want the water shoes for Saturday, we can pick them up when we leave the Narrows. I mean, leave the Zion on Friday. Yes, Richard.
No,
You
I'll
have-
wave him to my assistant.
All right. So those are kind of the big thing. I think a lot of you on this call have already done this, but I am going to make sure I'm sending. Did you guys see the form that I sent out last night? I know I got the answers from Fran, whatever. So here's the form. It has a lot of food choices. People, I know it's kind of strange because I would think that this type of place would be used to a lot of, groups or whatever, but a lot of the restaurants and places that we're going to, 20 seems like, a lot. And so they want us to kind of pick our entrees and everything. So just make sure that you fill that out. And the other thing that some of you, I know, are staying over on the 1st in Vegas, and I also put in there about different shows that are going on in Vegas if you're staying over that night and want to do something, I can help arrange that.
What time do you think on Sunday we would be getting to Vegas? That is the big question. If it was
So
Sunday night,
I have to make the so we're having 2 vehicles. Anthony is going to have the larger vehicle. I have the smaller one. There are a few people, Fran, Riva, Debbie, I think one more, and I can't remember who are on earlier flights. So here, okay, I'll just tell you our logistics thing that's going on. We have 2 activities for Sunday. Yeah. And one of them will be finished at the Crimson Canyon is going to be done at 11. Those who are canyoneering, that will be done at 1. So fortunately, the people who are going to be going out earlier on it was Debbie Greenberg. Riva, Debbie Greenberg, and Fran are doing the earlier one, and I am going to take them to the bus station and get you guys on, I think, a 3:30, which is really 2:30 in Vegas. So then you have the 2 hours, and you'll, I think, Riva, your flight was 6:40. Is that right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think I said we could make it. So let's hope.
Yeah. So
No, I don't need the early one.
I
My-
know, but I think
Okay.
I'm putting you on it because I think I asked you and you said you would rather go
Okay.
earlier than wait.
Oh,
But
it really doesn't matter.
okay. Then
Everyone
the other group, if you're doing the Crimson Canyon and you're going to finish at 11, you're going to be waiting at a little coffee shop that has lunch there that you can order and take wait with you. And as soon as the other group comes back at 1, then you'll go back, and it's about an hour and a half too. So I was going to put you on the 4:40 shuttle, which would get you in at 5:40. I think that's what I was thinking. So
so it's only about an hour or so away.
It's 2 hours, but you lose
But you lose now, right? Yeah, okay. You gain an hour.
right. So
Okay, so the early group will do whatever you're doing that day. So for me, the Crimson Canyon, whatever, right? Yeah,
Right.
and then you'll take us. Got it.
Yes, we'll grab, probably for you guys, you'll tell me what you want to eat and I'll order it right before you come out and you can take it with you. And and then we'll get in the car and go and get you on the shuttle. And then the rest of you will come back. I'm as soon as the canyoneering people are done, and we'll also do the same for lunch, get them so that you guys can leave early and get on the shuttle. I think those were most, I mean, I was gonna kind of see what questions you had. I really just wanted to make sure that you understood a little bit about the Narrows and that you were looked over about what your equipment and, you know, what if you think you need or want to ask any questions about.
I have a
Anyone?
question. Yeah, I have a question. I tried to get my weight down below 220 for the horseback riding. So they don't have any exceptions for people above 220, do they?
You're not
Well,
above 220.
Don't
Yeah.
break the rules. Don't break the horse.
I don't want to break the
Anthony's
horse.
been talking to the horse police, so we can.
I can ask them, and with horse, because I've done a lot and I've brought a lot of people down to Brazil horseback riding. It's not so much about the weight as your ability, because if you're just dead weight 220, that's one thing, which is going to make the horse carry a lot more weight. And if you have some ability and some core and some leg strength, it's not nearly, the horse doesn't feel that. So your weight is much lighter on the horse's back. So I'll ask them what their restrictions are.
Great, thank you very much.
No problem, no problem.
Robin, if we didn't want to do the horseback riding, what would the other options be?
I was going to look around. I mean, to be honest, it's just like an hour and a half, and we have, in the morning, we're doing the Canara Falls. So then we're having lunch right around there, and then it's like for an hour and a half. So I haven't looked yet to see like what's right around there, but I was thinking that some people who may not want to do it may actually want to go even back to the camp or whatever, because again, we have our, like, every day is pretty out early. But I can look around what is.
There's a couple more hikes out there. There's a lot of trails in that area.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to think of.
That's an option. That's an option. I'm sorry, Elliot.
No, I was saying I am planning on doing it right now, but I just was wondering what the other options were if you wanted to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, I can only think of other hiking, but if, you know, I'll look around and see what else is in that area.
Okay.
So,
Well,
you know, we're having lunch at a Mexican restaurant. You can just, you know, have a bunch of margaritas.
So I just saw on the poll there, you asked about the Canara Falls. Do we want the water shoes for that? So just so I understand, you said it's not quite as cold and we're not in it as long, but are you recommending there? I know it says sturdy water shoes, but like if you have, you know, because my hiking shoes are, I guess, waterproof, you know, is that, but are you suggesting the water shoes for most of us?
I would suggest your hiking boots.
Oh, you think that's fine? Better
Yeah.
than getting their water shoes?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about necessarily renting the water shoes for Canara Falls.
Maybe the sock, maybe wear those socks.
I think your hiking boots will be fine. And
Well, I'm just saying of what, I mean, you know probably better than I do, but I did, a few people said, you know, to have that for the Canara Falls too. Not so much because of the cold, but because of the gripping. So, but I think
there's gripping.
Good hiking shoes would probably be, would be fine too. Let me just think for a second, because Anthony and I are doing Canara Falls on Tuesday? No, we're doing it on Monday. So the Monday before you guys leave on Wednesday. So I can do it and tell you, and we still have time to read.
Okay. That sounds great. Thanks.
Okay.
Do we need to bring snacks for the hikes?
I'm gonna be buying a lot, you know, a lot of stuff. If there's a particular, I tend to go on the healthier side. I actually did just buy vegan jerky for some of our snacks. So if you're one of more of a junk food junkie, then you probably should bring some of your snacks. But I have I mean, we're gonna fill up and make sure that we have. I ordered also like the little peanut butter cups, like the little things of peanut butter, so you have that for hiking into. But I would say, some things that you like particularly, then I would say to bring that.
And do we need to bring dry bags or maybe just a bag for the phone?
If you're doing the narrows, you should bring a small dry bag. I mean, some people said they just walked, when it got bad, they just walked with their stuff above their head. I may have a few, so I will look.
It might be a good idea to bring a small dry bag with
Per
like
phone?
at least change of clothes once you get out of the narrows. So just
Right.
another
Yeah,
shirt, pair of shorts or
Is there
something like that.
reception in that area? Like, are you going to be able to use your phone?
No,
That I'm not sure.
not
Yeah.
that far into the park, no.
I would use it as a camera.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, actually, because I was just going to say to Ingo and Steve, I think when we did our Bhutan trip, we all got little dry bags. That was a good question that I had forgotten to bring up, so thank you. What was the other thing I was going to ask you guys? I don't remember.
I have a question.
Oh, yes.
Can you tell me the elevation of the camp of the place we're staying, that wagon camp?
I will look that up. I don't know offhand, so I will have to look that up and I can send that to everyone if anyone else is interested. Oh, I do know what I was going to ask you. So for breakfast, well, I'm just gonna, put some, I don't want to do an elaborate type breakfast because it's going to be really early. And, but if you guys, and you can put it in the chat or send me an email, just give me like some of the things that you like to eat for breakfast, because we're going to go and buy that, yogurts and, cereals. I'll get some eggs. We can probably, do some scrambled or hard-boiled eggs, and stuff, bagels. But if you could let me know what you like, that'll be great as we're going shopping for all that.
3,616 feet, Ed.
Thank you.
Oh, cool. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Right, can you make Dutch apple pancakes for
No,
Walker?
but Swedish.
What was it? What was about getting under 220? What was that?
All right. Anything else? Thank you I'm getting some breakfast things. Any other questions that
This is probably the same question as on the Narrows, but we're doing Canara and horseback riding the same day. So just leave again the change of clothes, and we're gonna be fine horseback riding in our hiking boots.
Yeah. But I think you guys know, but it's better to have long pants or whatever, just if you have some light, longer pants.
Yeah, I swear by convertible pants
Yeah.
anywhere, like zip off bottoms,
I've never seen Richard Ross without them.
There you go.
And the other thing that that they recommended, just because of being desert or whatever, is to have like a bandana or something with you. Could be used as, head covering, could be used as just something to wipe your sweat with, or, to have something around your nose if it gets like dusty or whatever. I think I covered what I wanted to cover. The one thing I didn't ask, and I know I put it on in terms of bug repellent, I didn't ask how bad the bugs are there. I don't know. I can see if I can ask and find out, but
Inside of Zion, you'll run in the bottom valley, there'll be a few mosquitoes here and there. Not bad though. Not bad. And at the higher elevations and like at the camp, probably won't see any insects.
all right.
Or
Good.
very, very few. Just too dry.
You say to bring 3 liters of water, like let's say we needed more water at the entrances of the park or something like that. Can you buy water? Or
They have filling stations. In Zion, they have filling stations for your water.
Along the hike or just at the beginning?
Just
Probably-
at various parts, like so there's a shuttle that takes you, so the Narrows is at the very end. You take a shuttle, and there's various stops, and they show like in the map of which stops near the bus route if have water, but there are
I
filling.
normally have a water filter, an external water filter pump with me. Could always just drink the Virgin River as well.
All right.
But the Narrows, once you're in the Narrows, there's not going to be any sun. It'll be it's narrow. So there's gonna be a lot, there's gonna be a lot of shade. And so and you're gonna be in cold water. You're probably it's not gonna be
It does open up after a while.
pretty humid. Yeah, it opens up here and there,
yeah.
but
And
Yeah,
3
'cause
liters is a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
if you think about a 2-liter bottle of Coke.
So it's not going to be 100 degrees inside the Narrows?
Not
No.
close. I mean, I'm looking right now, it's gonna be under 100, like not in the Narrows.
Well, most
it
days
is 100. Just lay down in the water. That's only 50 degrees.
Yeah, they say the water is 52. And it doesn't open up. And the Narrows does open up, but so whenever I post a question to this Facebook group, I get a lot of people, I just went and I wore this and I was shivering, but then I got warm. That's why I thought of you, Reva, when she said she was shivering. And I was like, I better tell Reva.
Yep. Thanks for good call. You don't want to hear me
Right.
complaining the whole time. I know.
All right.
So
So
we can bring a water filter and we don't have to bring the 3 liters of water. Right?
if that's the way you want to do it.
Yeah, it worked in Kathmandu.
Ingo, I always bring I have a Katadyn Life Straw bottle, the filter built into it. I just open it and dunk it wherever I am. I drink Lake Michigan when I go kayaking on Lake Michigan.
Yeah, I drank sewage in Kathmandu. No problem with the
Yeah,
gray.
see, you're used to this. This might be a little worse than sewage in Kathmandu, but
And that was in the restaurants.
that's right.
You said the Narrows is a 6-hour hike.
No, it doesn't have to be. That's what I'm saying.
You can go in and out whenever
and
you
you
want.
come out. So it's, so if, if people want to do, personally, I think, maybe, just a few hours is fine. And then you can do another hike, come out, have lunch and do another hike. Or if you guys are just, if it seems like, you want to keep going, but, I just have been reading about all the different hikes that all sound really beautiful. So maybe you can get another one in too, so.
I have a
Isn't the
question.
hike till Robin turns around?
What?
Isn't the hike going till Robin turns around?
Right, exactly. Then it's done.
Today,
Richard.
your jurisdiction stops here. Right, Jeff?
Yes.
This is a question for the group because you may not know the answer, but only if somebody really knows the answer. I had a big problem last time I tried to bring hiking poles on a plane. Ended up having to check them. Does anybody know what the...
Yes, I will have to check them, or we have to find somebody who's willing to take our poles with them, who checks the luggage anyway.
Right,
Got it.
I
right,
will
Rob?
call,
I'm going on Southwest and you can do like, and I'm planning on one of my suitcases being all the things that I just said I'm bringing, like the little packets of peanut butter and stuff, but I could probably, I can't unless you're coming to Chicago.
I'll probably check my bag.
So,
I'll probably check one carry-on and carry one carry-on.
yeah. So you would probably have to check your bag if you want to take yours with, or just rent them for $10.
Just so you know, I'll probably have a fair amount of luggage because this will be a start of a 2-week trip for me.
Awesome. So where are you staying in the Utah area?
Yeah, then I go, after this trip, I do a week of mountain biking on the canyon, around the Grand Canyon, and then I go to a conference in Anaheim.
Oh, wow. Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you to bring all these things and then I say like, be careful with, with your luggage, but we'll just, make it work. Maybe Anthony, we should bring some stuff to tie things to the rooftop. So, but
Ingo will
we
probably check a bag if you want me to take your polls.
well, Richard wants to take his polls, but he lives in Phoenix, so that won't work. So, all right.
Ship them ahead to the hotel.
Yeah. No. I thought about that. That's not a bad idea.
Ship them ahead to whoever's going one night early to their hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an idea. Or you can just ship it to the covered wagon place.
Right. Right.
So, all right, this is going to be fun.
That's interesting that they don't let you take it. I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. Actually,
It's a nice weapon.
Oh no, I was like, who was I with? No, this was actually coming back from Rwanda. We had bought one of those, big long, my friend had bought one of these sticks or whatever, from Africa, and they took it away from her. And then we had like 20 minutes to get on the plane and all that, and she runs back and tries to find her luggage to pack it, and it became a whole big thing, but it made it. So
what kind of water filtration bottle did you say you could just dip, Anthony?
Life Straw. Life Straw makes bottles. Katadyn as well. K with a K.
Yeah, and it's just that little filter. That's enough. I'm looking at one right now.
No, it's a bottle about this size. It's plastic.
Yeah,
and the whole top, when you unscrew the top, has a filter straw attached to it.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at a drink bottle. Okay, it's surprising.
Yeah, and you just fill up the bottle itself, stick that back in there, and you just drink.
That's okay. It's good backup.
I recommend the Grail purifier.
I bring it everywhere around the world with me.
What kind, Ingo?
I recommend the Grail purifiers.
Is that gonna be like $500?
It works like a French press.
It's not gonna be like $500, is it?
It's about between 70 and 80, depends which size.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I've seen those.
Oh, I see. Okay, I heard they are REI. I will. I'll get those. Look good. Both of them look good.
All right, I'm gonna, unless you guys want to keep chatting, I'm gonna say goodnight.
So what is the longest hike? Because the bike ride you said was like, what was it, like 18 miles? What's the longest hike that we're doing?
Well, it'll probably be one of those in Zion in terms of length.
I mean, time-wise, not so much distance. Because like to me, the Narrows, I'm gonna be more Reba, I'm with you. Like I'm gonna be way more concerned that I'm gonna be freezing than I'm gonna be hot. So I don't imagine.
So we're planning on, spending probably, if we get there, between 6:30 and 7, and then we stop for lunch. I mean, we'll probably be there till like, 3-ish or whatever.
The Narrows.
No, in Zion, so. I mean, if you guys, we don't have anything else planned until dinner at 7 o'clock that night. So people can be in the park as long or as not as long as they want.
Right, but like when we're transitioning from one thing to another, like what's one of the transitions from the
Hiking to kayaking.
yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe I'm wrong. I assumed when we were transitioning, there'd be a place to refill the bottles.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on all the transition. So from
yes.
hiking, so you don't need, and then we're doing the horseback riding. Between the horseback riding before that,
Yes, we're going to be in restaurants. We're going to have
Correct.
water in the van.
so the longest you ever need your water for is like one of the things, like hiking the Narrows or one of the other hikes or the bike.
2-3 hours tops, maybe 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, I can't drink.
If you dehydrate in 2 to 3 hours,
the hiking,
you can
unless you
dehydrate.
do the Narrows.
Say it again if you.
I said if you get dehydrated in 2 to 3 hours, you showed up dehydrated is what I'm saying.
Exactly the point. Like I'm gonna be.
They might.
I'm gonna be drinking water like until we get like, okay, we're ready to leave. Right.
Sure.
So.
I'm already drinking water. I'm
Preparing.
already prepared.
Yes.
I'm preparing to be cold already. So.
Right.
Glad I'm not alone, Richard.
I just ordered some neoprene bottoms from
Socks.
Hamu, so
Oh.
we'll see if they get here in time.
Oh, you mean like pants? You did the whole
Yeah.
pants thing?
Yeah, but
Okay.
they're so cheap. I'm like, if they get here in time, they're
All
13
right.
bucks. Like if it,
Oh,
it's like
that's
I'll,
good.
if I don't
Maybe
come home
that's
with
an
them,
idea.
I just
I
ordered
think
them
that's
now.
an idea, even for the other hike, right?
So it's
I think
Tamu it says it'll be delivered 25th to the 28th, so it'll be right on the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just a bandana. That's more than a bandana for the hike, right, Robin?
Should I bring
All
my
right.
wetsuit?
What?
Yeah, do it. Your
Bring my
wetsuit.
I mean, if you have expedite like really heavy long underwear, that will work, do something in water. The really heavy ones, I have like expedition long underwear, like for skiing.
Get wet.
Yeah, but
All
then
right.
you're going to be too
Bye,
hot.
everybody. Looking forward to meeting everyone. Thanks, Robin.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Can't wait.
Bye. I know. See you soon.
Bye.
Aren't you going to be? That will be too hot.
Well, look, if it's too hot, I don't.
And you lay down in the water.
Right, or right. I mean,
Dunk your head.
They'll be wet. So
You're never going to be too hot in the Narrows. It's
and-
not.
yeah, right. He
possible.
said right. If it's too hot,
Definitely.
it's not like they're glued on. I can take them off, and I might just take a scissor. I might just if they stay up by themselves, I'll probably take a scissors to them and just make them into actual leggings.
That's an idea.
I mean, it's $13. It doesn't work. First of all, it probably won't be here in time, but like life. I'm rolling the dice on $13.
All right. And I got great little things for breakfast, so we're all good.
What kind of things for breakfast? What are people saying? Because that was one thing I was like perplexed.
I mean the general yogurt, fruit, eggs, bagel, cream cheese, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, lots of
Scrambled eggs.
blueberries, walnuts, bananas.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is breakfast at the camp, at the, like where the wagons are, or like,
Yeah.
but not a hot breakfast. Just wondering. I mean, I don't care, but I
No.
don't eat that much breakfast.
Unless you want to make it hot. I mean, I can do scrambled eggs. I can do oatmeal.
I like scrambled, whatever.
Eggs would be awesome.
Eggs would be awesome. Maybe I'll hard-boiled eggs and bring them with.
I can make hard-boiled eggs.
That'd be cool too.
Well,
Hard-boiled
there's a
eggs
lot.
are awesome.
They're a good source of energy,
Yeah, exactly.
That
I got to tell you something. 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
I'm with you,
Yeah.
Richard.
Richard, I agree with you.
But I mean, I totally get why. I mean, I completely understand why. I'm just like, it's funny because I'm like, at this point now,
You're like, this is a vacation? No.
It takes me 2 hours in the morning. So if you say we're leaving at 7, I'm up at 5.
What are you doing for 2 hours?
It takes me like a half hour to get out of bed, like to literally get my, get my body moving. Unless you maybe have like an oil can, maybe we could.
Yeah, Robin, you just wait till you're our age, Robin.
And then I have to eat in the morning. Like I wake up and then I like screwed up my back so many times. I'm doing like a half hour of exercises. So
My lifetime pass to national park.
I got it yesterday. So we're good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Will there be coffee in the morning?
Yes, we'll make coffee in the morning.
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely, coffee. Yeah.
That's
Then
a
I'm-
good question.
then I'm
Do we need
totally
to,
happy.
do we need to purchase a national park pass?
Now we do.
No.
Jeff-
I'm going on to another national park, but it's something such a good deal. I was like, yeah, sign me up, $80 or $90.
Yeah,
For the rest-
passes are good for more than one person.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll
this
have
one-
enough passes for the group.
Yeah, I think this gets 4 people in.
Because I'll have mine too. I'll have one as well.
Yeah. So,
One of the few benefits of getting old.
yeah, I was
Right.
gonna
It'd be
say,
great.
they got a forever pass. So how much is it? $80 and you have an annual pass forever?
What's with the fees is like 90, but then I had mine extra, it's like 98.
How do
And
you
then
get a forever pass?
First you get old. First you get old.
First you get
I'm working on it.
It takes some time.
Yeah.
You have to be 62.
I'm still baking.
So, and then the price. I mean, then the price drops radically.
Some aging.
I'm gonna go to the Statue of Liberty just to see if I can get in with this.
There you go.
Oh, interesting. Can you?
I will
Wait,
find out when I'm in New York.
He's standing. Is that the Matterhorn?
We're having the debate whether you can get on the San Francisco trolley for free.
With the annual pass?
Yeah,
it
it's a
actually
national
was-
monument.
It actually was,
yeah.
was for 5 different agencies. It wasn't just, but national parks, I think, does the national monuments.
So we're thinking you should be able to ride the trolley for free. The cable car, whatever. Trolley.
I'm gonna
Right,
sign
well,
off. Thank
I'm
you. Robin, I'm
excited.
sure I'll be in touch with more questions.
problem.
See y'all
See you
soon.
there.
Look
All right.
forward to seeing you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Looking forward